Hello crocheters, welcome back to Crazy Cool Crochet. This is Sylvia, and if this is your first time here, yay! I'm so happy to have you. So today we're going to make this Crochet Triple V-Stitch Mesh Top. That was a mouthful. It's a combination of a V-stitch done with triple or treble, we will discuss that variation in a minute, and a mesh. This is super lightweight when you use a number 2 yarn such as I have here, and of course the open V-stitches contribute to the lightness, and the crochet hook is a G or a 4.25 millimeter. We will need a yarn, needle, and some scissors. For the detail as to how much yarn was used, dimensions, which will be approximate because this yarn is super stretchy, go to the white space, I think it's still white, down in the description box, they call it, below the video. Open it up, and a lot more detail is in there. And or head over to my Etsy shop for the written pattern. I will leave a link for that in the comments below, as well as in that description box. That would be at crazycoolcrochetus.etsy.com. Now I will be using a different color yarn so that it is more visible against the white. So for this pattern we use a multiple of 3 plus 6. So I will be working from a swatch. For size small, we will start with a chain of 126. Also, a little bit of an explanation here. I will be using what I'm calling the triple crochet V-stitch. Depending on where you live or what is your preference, the triple is also called a treble in the US. In the United States, a triple crochet is called a treble. However, in the UK, as far as I understand, a treble is a US double. Yeah, so I'm going to call this a triple crochet because it just makes more sense to me. Single, double, triple. That makes more sense. We will be working with triple V-stitches. So you want to yarn over twice. Skip the first 6 chains, not counting the loop on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Enter your hook for a triple. Pull up the yarn, pull through the first 2, pull through the next 2, pull through the last 2. Now chain 2, and we're going to work in the same chain. So yarn over twice again, and we're going to start a triple, but we're not going to complete it, and you will see how in a second here. Okay, enter the hook, pull up the yarn, pull through the first 2 loops, pull through the next 2 loops, and now stop with 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over twice, skip 2 chains. In the next chain, start another triple, pull through the first 2, pull through the next 2. Now you've got 3 loops on the hook. Pull through all 3. Chain 2. In the same chain, do another triple. I should say start another. Okay, so you do the double yarn over, insert in the chain, pull up your yarn, pull through 2, pull through 2, and stop. Whenever you have 2 loops on the hook, stop. Yarn over twice, skip 2, in the next chain, start the triple. Pull through 2, pull through 2. Now you've got 3 loops on the hook. Whenever you have 3 loops on the hook, pull through all 3. And chain 2. In the same chain, yarn over twice, start your triple, pull through 2, pull through 2. You have 2 loops on the hook, stop. And then you will yarn over, skip 2, and repeat that. So, right now you've got 3 triple V stitches. There's a V, there's a V, and there's a V. Okay, so when you work your first leg, should come over here, your first leg of the triple V stitch, you end up with 3 loops on the hook. You pull through all 3, then you chain 2, then you start the next leg of that V stitch. And that's when you end up with 2 loops on the hook. Then you stop, and then you skip 2 and go into the next one. Okay, so it takes a little bit of practice to get that down. And this is only the setup row. The subsequent rows of the V-stitches are much easier because now we're not counting and skipping chains. We're just working into the V-stitch spaces. But you'll see that when we get there. For now, let me continue. Okay, so now we finished that last V. We end with 2 loops on the hook, yarn over twice, skip 2 chains, start the next leg of the V, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 3, chain 2. In the same chain, start the next leg, pull through 2, and stop. As far as you are concerned, that V-stitch is complete. Yarn over twice, skip 2 chains, yikes, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 3, chain 2, yarn over twice, in the same chain, complete that V. Pull through 2, pull through 2, 2 loops on the hook, and you stop. Yarn over twice. Skip 2. Okay, yarn over twice, skip 2 chains, 3 loops, pull through all 3, chain 2, yarn over twice, same chain, 2, 2, and stop. And when you get to the end of your foundation chain, you will have 2 chains left. Now, this is where we are going to actually complete that last V-stitch. Okay, so you've got your 2 legs, but now rather than yarn over and continue, we're going to pull through those last 2 loops. Now, yarn over twice. Skip a chain, in the last chain, work a regular triple. My stitch is too tight here. Okay, so now pull through 2, and pull through the last 2. So now you've got a V and then a straight triple here. Chain 5. And turn. Now it's going to be much easier. Now we're working the V-stitches inside each of the V-stitches below, in those chain 2 spaces, or under, I should say. Okay, so double, or I should say yarn over twice. Now pull through 2. Pull through 2, and for this one, for the first and for the last V-stitch, you do complete it. So this time you do complete it, chain 2, yarn over twice in the same space, start your V-stitch, pull through 2, pull through two loops on the hook and stop, yarn over twice. Now you're going into the next V-stitch. Now we're going to work the V-stitches the way we have been. So pull through two, pull through two, pull through three, chain two, yarn over twice. In the same space, pull through two, and stop. You've got two loops on the hook, so you stop. Yarn over twice, go into the next space of the next V-stitch, pull through two, pull through two, pull through three, chain two, yarn over twice, complete that V-stitch. Pull through two, two loops on the hook, stop, and continue. You can see how you're working the V-stitches into the V-stitches below. Yikes. Okay, so continue across your row until we get to the end. Now at the end of that row, or almost the end, you've got that last V-stitch below. So we started that first leg of the V-stitch. We did our chain two. Now we're going to yarn over twice. Start the next leg of the V-stitch, pull through two, and because this is the last V-stitch, we complete it. We pull through that last two. Now yarn over twice, and into the top of that turning chain, do one regular triple. Pull through two, pull through two, pull through the last two. Okay, so there's your V and your last leg, or the edge, straight edge I should say. And then you chain five and turn, and you repeat. So now you are entering your V-stitches into the V-stitches below. A little reminder on that first one. Okay, yarn over twice, pull through two, and complete it. Pull through two, chain two, and now you do your partial leg. Pull through two, two loops on the hook, stop, and then continue into the next V-stitch. So that was your repeat row. Row number two. Now I'm just going to show you how you will change colors. Okay, here's your second color. We are going to pretend this is the last row. You're going to change colors. So go ahead and complete your last stitch. You've got your loop on the hook. Now bring in your next color. Leave a tail. And you can cut off, and I do suggest that you do cut off the first yarn. Leave a good sized tail for weaving in at the end. And then just pull the yarn through. That's it. You've changed colors. Chain five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn and continue with your V-stitches in the V-stitches below. All right, now before we proceed with the more solid portion, the top, I'll give you the row counts for the mesh portion, the bottom. So I used 4 rows of the white. This is just for the V-stitches. 2 of the peach, 3 of the white, 1 of the peach, 2 of the white. Altogether 12 rows. And as I mentioned previously, you do want to cut off the yarn. You'll have tails on both sides, and then you'll weave that in at the end, or the top portion of the panel. And of course you're making 2, front and back. So for the top portion, the more solid portion, we're using single crochets and chains. At the end of your last row of the V stitches, you're going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, now into the very first stitch, do you see that? Work a single crochet, regular single crochet, and chain 2. Now we're going to skip the next 2 stitches. And what will make this much easier, I mean, you can flip this toward you and see all those little chains at the top. Each one of those is a stitch. Okay, so you're going to skip the next 2 stitches. There's 1 and 2. Okay, and then you will enter the hook into the next stitch. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll explain a little bit more. For a regular single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm calling it an opening because you can see the little opening, but it's a stitch, okay? So just shove that hook into that stitch. Regular single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2, there's that next stitch next to the leg. Chain 2, skip 2, 1, 2. And into that stitch, single crochet, chain 2. Now once again, this is just a setup row. The setup rows are always a little trickier. Once we get past that, boom, it's smooth sailing. Really, really easy. Okay, so just get past this row. Okay, so skip, skip, enter. And you will see that there are 2 strands that you're going in, you're going under the 2-strand chain. Chain 2. When you get to the end, skip the 1, skip another one, or if it's easier, just go ahead and enter a single crochet at the top of that turning chain. Single crochet. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and turn. So going forward, you will do a chain 3 at the end of each row. Here's where it gets really easy. Now we're going to work a single crochet into each space between the single crochets. Okay, now the second row of that top portion, you're going to start your single crochet into the first space, chain 2, and then single crochet into each space thereafter. Chain 2, skip over the single crochet into the space for a single crochet, chain 2, and continue. So you're entering a single crochet into each space, and the chain 2 is in between. And that is your repeat row. When you get to the end of that row, you will do your last single crochet into that last space, chain 2, and now you're going to work your last single crochet into the turning chain as best you can. Single crochet, chain 3, turn, and repeat. So you're entering a single crochet into each space, starting with the first. And this is simply another variation on the good old mesh stitch. All right, now the color count for the mesh stitches. I started with 6 rows of the white, 4 of the peach, 7 white, 5 peach, 9 white, and 3 peach, for a total of 34 for size small. After you complete your 2 panels, we're going to seam at the shoulders. So you want right sides touching each other, wrong sides up. And because I'm not calling this a beginner project, I'm going to assume you know a few things, okay? You want to measure or find the center of your panels. Find the center, determine how wide you want your neck opening. I'm going with 9 inches. And I added some stitch markers, which is just contrasting yarn. And you're going to seam from that edge to your stitch marker and that edge to your stitch marker. So you're seaming the shoulders. Use your favorite seaming method. I'm using the yarn needle and a length of yarn, and I just use a whip stitch going around and around. I enter it at the corner, I tie a knot, and then you just go in and out, all the way to the stitch marker. So the only thing left to do after you seam the shoulders is to seam the sides. So you determine the armhole opening that you prefer and just seam from the bottom up, and that's it, you'll be done. Of course, you can also leave it open on the sides and then make it a true poncho. And then if your bottom curls up the way mine did, all I do is just place some real heavy books to straighten that out or flatten that out. And that works perfectly fine. If you prefer to block, that's up to you. So once again, I thank you for joining me here at Crazy Cool Crochet. I invite you to head over again to the Etsy shop so that you can support my work by purchasing the inexpensive instructions or the pattern, which would be super helpful for me, and I appreciate that so much. I appreciate your support as always. So we'll join you on the next one. Thank you.